Before I begin, I'm gonna let this sit right here. Now, see, hold on, let's figure this out because this crazy. Cleo, you wrong for this, and you. What did I say? I had to get it shown to me. You do what I want you to. This is crazy. You literally do. So just so you guys see who she's on it, look in the corner. Who does that say? TMZ. What? Yo, who were the first people there when her son died? It was TMZ. That's crazy. I mean, Cleo, am I lying? Guys, am I lying? This woman just got up here talking about the documentary. The same people that watched her son die. Why? They literally watched. They seen him there and just vacated, like backed off. This is crazy. What does this mean? Cleo, does this mean you knew? Does this mean you had knowledge of something that occurred during? Yo, you just exposed yourself. I had to get it shown to me. I'm not even worried about you. This is crazy. How do you go on this talking to them socially when they were there for your son's last moments? They were there for his last moments, man. Didn't help him. Just there to get him off. Yo, I'm trying to think, what does this mean for you or of who you really are? Everybody can say whatever. Yo, you are a deplorable woman. I got to use an educated word because that's what you are. You're a deplorable woman. Really? You're so hungry about this documentary, okay, that you go to the last people to see your son alive. Didn't help him. They just saw him alive. And then he was gone. You run to them. They can't even explain how they knew that he was there and that happened. This is insane. Yo, you are everything people say about you. You literally are. You naming off artists. I don't care about those artists. Matter of fact, I warned those artists. Watch what's about to happen to all of them. It's already done. Watch what's about to happen to all the artists she named. Everything. Watch. They're about to get handled because they're not following the rules of their engagement of who they are. Their company dealings and everything are messed up. You're using them for clout, and you're going to also end it by going on TMZ. Ask the artists what they think about you going on TMZ, the last people to see your son alive. Ask them what they think about that. That's crazy. I never seen something like that. I seen it, and I didn't realize you were on TMZ network. I didn't. And somebody's like, that's TMZ. I was like, how is that TMZ? They're like, that's TMZ. I was like, what? I was like, no, it's not. I went and looked. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yo, you really had the breastplate to run the TMZ. You could go to anyone. You went to TMZ, man. I am now convinced that I am very curious about your whereabouts, your actions during that time when that happened to him. I'm very curious because this looks like a clout up move. This looks like a clout up move. Because now you're doing actions and all this stuff after your son's gone, and you run to the last people to see him breathing. That didn't help him. Yo, this is a clout up move. Yo, you're curious. You're a mystery. Man, they need to look into you. You're a mystery. I am now convinced you need looked into. You run to them, I'm convinced you need looked into. I'm very convinced. I am very convinced. And now, because you did this, it sparked my understanding of looking into some of the other evidence they sent me. Man, you're very curious. I'm very curious as to your phone calls, as to actions you were making, as to the fact that you were a witness on the witness list. But now, all of a sudden, you mysteriously wasn't. You didn't know nothing. But you ended up on the witness list as if you knew something. How? Ma'am, you're very curious right now. You ran the TMZ? TMZ. Really? TMZ? When they sat there and watched your son pass away? They were the first ones to know something happened to them. I'm very curious how they figured that out. Were you in contact with them when your son was alive? I'm very curious, man. I'm very curious. You messed up. You messed up. See, I wasn't talking about you at all. There's proof. I wasn't talking about you. But now that I've seen it, all the evidence, everything's starting to make sense. Everything's making, yo, you messed up. You messed up. Yo, you slipped up. Wow. Yo. I don't know who's still on the case. Ma'am, you slipped up. You slipped up. Yeah, you slipped up. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now, see, I can understand if you went to CNN or somebody else. Ma'am, they're the same ones to see your son alive last. And I was trying to figure out how they knew he was even there deceased or even that was going to happen. Now that I see you're in contact with them about the documentary, it's all starting to make sense. Like it's all coming together like a picture. And I'm like, yo, ma'am, were you in contact with TMZ while Xxxtentacion was still breathing? Did you have any contact with him at all? Yo. 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 Because you're not even questioning them. They pulled up on your son right after he was shot. And we were like, how did they know? Now you're on there talking to them and you're communicating about everything else. So y'all hash it out behind the scenes. Yo, Cleo, you messed up. TMZ? Yo, I'm thinking, yo, this is crazy. Yo, it's like I seen it and I thought about it. Someone mentioned it to me. I thought about it again. I was like, yeah, she went on TMZ. Then I was like, wait, I got reminded that they were one of the people that showed up first when no one knew what happened to. Yo, how did they know? Did you figure that out? And you weren't questioning anyone. You were rolling with everything. You didn't question a thing, man. Ma'am, you just rolled up. You didn't question nothing. Then you were on the witness list. How? A witness is a person that sees the crime. So how were you there? Because you said you weren't there. You said you and Genesis went somewhere, right? You said you and Genesis went to a doctor's appointment. So how were you there as a witness? Yo. Ma'am, you got some questions to answer. If I'm a detective, you got some questions to answer. You got more to answer. Yo, then you're there with solid. Yo. Dog, this is crazy. I'm sitting here, I'm seeing it and I'm hearing it and I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah. First off, I didn't even know that was TMZ you were on there talking to. Then when someone kept saying it, I'm like, yeah. Then I started thinking, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, yo, that answers how would TMZ know? If they were in contact with her, they'd know. Yo. And Cleo's not a superstar. Why is she contacting TMZ? But now she has to talk to him because of the documentary. Now it's your shine time. Yo. Queen Sugar. I am convinced that this woman never gave a ish about her son, all about the money. That's crazy. That's what someone just said. Wow. Yo, Cleo. Yo. The benefit of the doubt was with you. But now I see you on there. Yo, why? Why TMZ? 30 Mile Zone? Why? What could they do for you that you couldn't do with any other person interview? Yo, this is crazy. And I ain't even worried. I'm still not worried about you, man. But that's crazy. Ma'am, that's crazy. My squad was telling me all about that stuff and different things. And I'm like, ma'am, yo, ma'am, where were you that day? Because you're saying that you went to an appointment with Genesis, but how would you get on the witness list if you went to an appointment with Genesis? You wouldn't have been nowhere near that, but you still were considered as a witness. How? You weren't there. How are you considered a witness? You weren't there. Now this documentary comes up. You're telling us you're going to do it. As of last year, you've been said you were going to do this documentary. You're pushing it hard now, okay? But of anyone for you to be talking to, TMZ needed to be questioned before you do anything up there. You ran for this interview on TMZ. Ma'am, Then you're sitting there with Solomon? Ma'am. Whoa. Yo. Man. Yo. No. No, ma'am. That wasn't the move. No, ma'am. Like I wasn't worried about you. I wasn't looking at nothing. You can have the documentary come out. I supported it. Matter of fact, I did it. I don't care whatever y'all doing behind the scenes, because y'all were mad I was talking about y'all. Y'all were mad I was exposing you. No, I wasn't talking. I was exposing you. You're mad at that. You're mad. And I know why. Now I know why. I know why you're mad at that. But it gets even deeper. Now that I see you up on TMZ, ma'am, we're going to watch this interview real quick. But ma'am, why? Yo, you messed up. That makes no sense. If people were the first ones at my son's death scene, why am I up there promoting on there? For what? What am I promoting? We got to figure something out. You're the last one to see my son alive on camera. We got to talk. What are you talking about with them about a documentary? They didn't care your son was passing away. Yo, I've never seen a mother move like that. And I gave you props. I even gave you allowances when I first talked to you on the phone. I gave you props and allowances. Now, ma'am, wow, yo. See, this is how you do it. You don't talk about a subject. I'm talking about everything else. And then a person slips up. She slipped up. This was your slip up, man. I don't know what you're doing. That wasn't smart. Yo, no. Yo, watch this, man. I'm going to let y'all see it. What's up? Says TMZ in the corner. I can't make this up. TMZ in the corner, man. That's you. Wow. Look at that. Look at this.
That wasn't our intent. Our intent was to humanize him. I do think it will do that. Yeah, we've all done crazy shit in our lives.
Your intent was to humanize him? What? Humanize him? What does that mean? To humanize him? He wasn't a human being? What are you talking about? See, this is what I'm talking about. They slip up. Ma'am, how are you humanizing him? He's a human, right? Wow. You just exposed part of what you think. So you didn't think of him as a human being. What did you think of your son as? This is hard talking. How are you humanizing him from what he was? He wasn't a human? What? What type of, yo, whoever wrote that for you, you better go get your money back. That don't sound right. That sounds crazy. Humanize him. Yo, check this out. Yo, it gets great. Yo, it gets better. I can't wait till Solomon talks. I can't wait till you talk. Let's go. I can't wait for you to talk.
At one point or another, just not in front of a camera or, So I think people will be able to relate. 50 saw it first, and he loved it. He gave it a 10. However, he had some things to say that I agree with. And it was strange that he picked up on certain things because I felt the same way as far as it is his bio doc. We only get one shot at this. And there was things that was left out that should have been in there. Like, he was so much more than an artist. He also did a lot of charity work that wasn't put in there. He, the pregnancy test, they did not include that at all. And this was a blood paperwork from the hospital to show that the young lady was never pregnant. And the film is supposed to be truthful all across the board. And I felt like, and he felt like that should.
Who was never pregnant? See, she's not saying names. And we know off put you're trying to refer to Genesis. No, not Genesis, to Geneva. But who was never pregnant? Who? Didn't you go for, she went, let's think about this. She went for a pregnancy test with Genesis that day, right? So now she's talking about Geneva, talking about pregnant. What does that have to do with the documentary? What are you talking about? Ma'am, you forget things you say. You forget things you talk about. I didn't forget a thing. I didn't forget nothing because you were sitting there with those lames saying he lying, he ain't telling the truth. Ma'am, you want to play with me again? Because I saved everything they said about you. I saved everything. I have the outline. I'm ready, ma'am. You want to be, ma'am? Ma'am. So we're all over it. She thinks because we ain't talking about her, we ain't all here. Yo, everybody's here. Everybody. We're here chilling. Yo, careful. That documentary dropped and there's something off in that. I'm going to know, man. I'm going to expose you. You do it, I'm going to expose you. Matter of fact, I'm going to call my cousin. Yo, my cousin's in the end. I'll call my cousin up. I ain't going to tell you who it is. You probably know him. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to call that. Yo, I'm going to call that dude up. Yo, it's over for you. Yo. Now wonder you're trying to get all these superstars to co-sign you because that would be your backing. Oh, they saw it. They didn't say it. Yo, yo, I get it. Yo, the more superstars you got co-signing you, the stronger your points are. I get it. And even so, ma'am, you just messed up. Yo, you all these people saying I'm a lie. You're the liar. You're the liar. You said you need to humanize your own son. How is he not human? Yo, you just admitted what you think of him. You see how evil slips up? When you're evil, you slip up. You said you need to humanize him. How is he not human? He was helping kids, doing things, but he was calling you out for you being not. Yo, that's crazy. He was calling you out. Now he's gone, and you're trying to take shots in the backside still. Man, your relationship wasn't that good, was it? It wasn't that good, was it? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Because he had a problem with your lifestyle while he was growing up. You lived however you wanted to live. You didn't even care about him. You didn't buy him no sneakers, did you? What did you do for him? Because he was living with another friend I called out. He wasn't even living with you. Yo. And still ended up buying you a house. Yet you took the money when he passed and got. Yo. All this is adding up, making you look real bad. If they're looking, for real looking, and trust me, the people I know that's looking into y'all, they're looking. The people you think of may not, but the people I know, they're looking into you, man. Yo, this doesn't sound right. This don't sound right at all. Yo, something sounds wrong with you. You started off saying trying to humanize him. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking, man? What are you talking about? Humanize him? He is a human. What are you talking? Yo, that's what you thought of your son? You didn't consider him human. If I didn't consider a person human, then honestly, would I have a problem? Yo, ma'am. Yo, I know y'all. Come on. I know everybody here sees that. That made no sense. And you sound like you're on Geneva's side, which is all right. As a woman, I get it. He put his hands on her. He should have never did that. Absolutely. But the way you're displaying it, you're like you're taking up for her. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about her pregnancy test. But remember, she said she took Genesis for a pregnancy test. And she just said the person wasn't really pregnant. I don't remember you taking Geneva for a pregnancy test. I don't remember you. Okay, so you took Geneva for a pregnancy test because you told them that day you took Genesis for a pregnancy test. And y'all came at me because I said, I don't know if that's the case, that Xxxtentacion. So, yo, and then I hear, allegedly, Genesis isn't part of this documentary, but you got Geneva front and center. So y'all were coming at me and I was spitting that truth for real? Everybody I had on the inside was telling me the truth? Is that what you're confirming? Yo, hold on, yo. Because you about to get dug out, and I ain't talking about that little stuff you do behind the scenes. Yo, I ain't talking about that. Because that's evil, yo. You came at me when I had good intel and you're admitting to something. Hold on. I told you evil can't help but admit they're evil. Hold on. Because this is crazy, yo. Hold on, because this is crazy, man. I gotta figure out what's happening, yo. This is crazy.
Here's how I eat pizza without.
Man, you lucky this thing froze. I'm about to get it rocking, though. We about to get it rocking back up. That's yo, that ma'am. That means that when I was telling the truth for what people were telling me on the inside, you were calling me a liar.
That was no intent. Our intent was to humanize him.
Humanize him. Why?
Yeah,
He's a
we've all
human.
done
He's a
crazy shit
human.
in our lives at one point or another, just not in front of a camera or, you know. So I think people will be able to relate. 50 saw it first, and he loved it.
Why you playing with your hands, Solomon? You on camera. Why you playing with yourself? What you doing? That's not what men do in front of the camera. Yo, aren't you supposed to be? Yo, what are you nervous about? You're the guy who's promoting for him, right?
Get one shot at this, and there was things that was left out that should have been in there. Like, he was so much more than an artist. He also did a lot of charity work that wasn't put in there. He the pregnancy test, they did not include that at all, and this was a blood paperwork from the hospital to show that the young lady was never pregnant. And
who?
The film is
which young lady?
All across the board.
Say your name, yo.
And he felt like that should have been something that they should have spoke more on. And then there was Tori and 21 Savage and Fabi. And they all, we haven't really spoken much about it, but they all gave it a 10.
You know, I don't think that, like, Cleo, myself, any of us really got a proper chance to even grieve because everything was so public. As soon as we would open up Instagram or whatever, it would just be right in front of our faces. If I would have just stopped there, that's not me taking advantage of the position that he helped set me up to be in.
And that's what it's about. He did set you up. At least you admit it. A proper chance to grieve, son. To grieve. Were you looking to grieve right after? Y'all were making moves immediately. Yo, I got proof and receipts on this channel. Y'all were making moves immediately. Yo, he said a chance to grieve. Y'all never grieved. Moves were being made right after he was going. Yo, what are you talking about? I was calling you. Yo, my chance. That's, yo, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Low-key, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Forget this. Listen to me. The reason I really want to stop talking about it, I had someone try to negotiate. They were like, yo, can I buy your channel? I was like, I'm not selling it. They're like, I'll buy it. Somebody unknown, hidden themselves, was asking to buy my channel, trying to buy it off of the web space to have control. They're like, it's no big deal. I'll offer you. How much you want? I could have said any, yo, they were hungry. I'm talking about that makes sense because you wanted to buy out the fact I have literally time receipts where I called out all your false moves. And they were literally telling me and asking me, could I please, if not, could you please take that down? I know why now. Yo, you guys are funny style. Yo, we're begging to buy it. I'm not saying y'all because I don't know who it was. They were begging to buy it. I'm like, why? I was like, it's not like it's ginormous. Like I got millions of subscribers. It's not like that. It's not a million subscribers. I was like, why do you want my channel? You can ask anyone for the money you're looking to buy. I get it now. Because now, get this. Cleo just got done saying that the young lady was never really pregnant. Who? You didn't say a name. Geneva's part of the video. Okay, could be her. But during the time of you going, get this, you told the detective, you told him that you took Genesis to get a pregnancy test the same time that happened to your son, right? That's the only pregnancy test I know of you taking the young lady. So you trying to say the whole time Genesis was not telling the truth? And I gotta say, I don't know if I believe that. She has a baby, but I'll tell y'all something else, low key, something that someone kept. Yo, you're probably here. I'm so sorry, yo. I'm sorry. They kept telling me that baby may not, allegedly, it may not be X's, but they said it's someone else right by him. Yo. Then remember, I called out different scenarios of her sexually interacting with other. Yo, don't play me. Don't play me. Don't play me. Yo, I called you out. Don't play me. You trying to play with me, yo? Don't play with me. When I'm calling stuff out, I know what I'm calling out. Don't play me, yo. Don't play me. You can't play with me. You know what I said. I'm not play. Don't play with me. Did you try and play me publicly when I'm calling stuff out like I'm wrong? Now you're saying before it died, you won't even say the name. I took her to get a pregnancy test and she wasn't really pregnant. The only person you admitted that you went to get a pregnancy test was Genesis. The same time he went to Reva. When did you take Geneva to get a pregnancy test? When? Yo, stop. Yo, stop playing with me, yo. Yo, for real, if you slip up in this documentary, I don't care what superstar co-signs it. I don't care what superstar co-signs. Yo, I'm gonna go in on you. I'm gonna go until that superstar sees it. And if they ask me, I'm gonna show them everything that you're talking about. They gave it a 10 out of 10. I bet they give it a different score. I bet. Because you guys now are doing all this documentary stuff. But when he was alive, where was his support? When X was alive, where was his support? That was the problem. He called it out. His childhood. He called you out. Where was his support then? It mattered where he could get you, though. It mattered where he could get you. And he got you a lot. Yo. You're very vocal right now. Now that I'm thinking, see, I told you messed up. You're making me think again. You're very vocal right now. You were never this vocal when he was alive. You were never this vocal when he was here. You were never like this. You never were speaking up, having his back. He was doing charities alone, calling in people. I will say this, because I'm real about mine. Solomon was there supporting him. Solomon was like the only one there supporting him. He was. Man, where were you? Where were you, man? When Solomon was making sure he gets to make music, that he stays on the up and up. Where were you, man? He was playing dad and mom for this boy. Where were you? And then I'm not going to be fake here. Bruno was playing dad for him too. Let's be real. And Bruno, you can say that too. Stop. Let's not lie about it. You were having his back. Doesn't matter what type of father you were. You still were there playing father. Man, where were you? Where were you at when these men were here helping him to develop himself? Where were you? You were nowhere to be found. But when the money was being spent, you were right there front and center. Yo. You're like that? You're like that, though. Yo, she's like that. Yo. That's slimy. You're there for when the money's being spent, and he still looked out for you. Yo, this how it really is. You weren't really there. He still made sure you had. But it wasn't enough, was it? It wasn't enough, was it? Because you wanted full control. That's what it was, wasn't it? Yo, ma'am. See, I told you messed up. I done stopped. I don't do that. There's videos. I'm minding my business. But now, out of nowhere, you're putting a lot of effort into pushing his name. And his documentaries coming out. And you're using these other rappers' clout and name to say, oh, 50 liked it. Oh, 21 Savage liked it. You're trying to big up off of them. Okay, cool. But man, where were you when he was alive? Where were you when he was breathing? Where were you? But you were there for the mansion he brought you. You pat him on the back. You were there for the money he gave you. But now, You were looking for full control, aren't you? Ma'am, again, simple questions. The simple question, you can never answer simple questions. That's why you take your L. Here's your L, because you can't answer simple questions. Who was the woman that you said you took and wasn't really pregnant? You never admitted that you took Geneva. Geneva's name was never mentioned taken for a pregnancy test. So was it Geneva? Because the day he passed, where were you? You said you went and took Genesis for a pregnancy test. Stop lying. You didn't tell the detective that? I call him up now. I call him up right now. Keep playing with me. I call him up now. I make him do his job. What you thought? I was just here talking? Ma'am, I call him up and make him do his job now. Stop playing with me. Yo, stop playing with me. Man. I make him do his job now. Because you said, you told him, I took Genesis for a pregnancy test. Did you not? Wasn't that your answer to where you were? But now all of a sudden, you're saying, as you said in this TMZ be setting you up. TMZ, did you set up X? That's a question. Did you set him up? Because you were first on the scene. Now she's up on here, spilling her heart about a documentary, telling on herself. Yo, what did I tell you in Genesis? Every time you two speak, you tell on yourself. Every time you talk, you tell on yourself. Snitch on yourself. Snitch, 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 snitch. Jenny snitched on herself up there with his clown-looking friend with the box head. We seen that. Oh, my goodness. Yo, did you just tell on yourself? Because you said the girl wasn't really pregnant. Who? What girl? What girl wasn't really pregnant? The only girl you took for you personally admitted to take for a pregnancy test was Genesis. Yo, ma'am, did you just tell on yourself? Yo, I told you. What do I say? I say I ain't got to do much because they said, Zor, why aren't you talking about Zor? I don't got to do much. When they're evil, they snitch on themselves. You snitch on yourself. You will do it for me. You do my job for me. I ain't got to try. Yo, they need to look at that interview and they need to figure out. They need to look at that interview and they need to figure out. Yo, ma'am, I don't know what you're doing right now, but you better get the scattering and start figuring out what you're going to answer. Because this interview I just showed, it sounds like you told on yourself. To me, it sounds like you told on yourself, man. To me, it sounds like you told on yourself, yo. It sounds like you told on yourself. I don't know what you, ma'am, I don't know what you're going to do, but it sounds like you told on yourself. It makes no sense. I played it back, and here's the benefit of doubt I give you. I played it back 5 times. I played it back 5 times. It still makes no sense. And you make no sense. It makes no sense. What girl? What girl did you take? What girl did you take? Who? Because the only girl I know you took for a pregnancy test wasn't Geneva. The reason him and Geneva got into it and broke up was she called the cops. They took her away. They brought her back later. When did you pick Geneva and take her for a pregnancy test? The only person you admitted was Genesis. Now she got a son. So via what Cleopatra Bernard is saying, ma'am, via what she's saying, who's the girl that wasn't really pregnant? And if she wasn't really pregnant, whose child is that? Because someone told me who else is, someone told me whose kid they thought it was. And I was like, I don't know, you bugging. They're like, trust me. Are they telling the truth? Are they telling the truth, ma'am? Are you lying? Yo, because y'all were coming at me for that alone. You trying to play me? You trying to play me? You telling me some lies over the phone, man. Did you lie to me? Yo. I don't know about the documentary. I hope it does well for X, but you're not sounding right. You don't sound right. Why? And who wasn't really pregnant? Because we seen Genesis had a baby. If you say Genesis, then whose baby was it? When did you take Geneva for a pregnancy test? Or if you're not meaning her, who else was pregnant that you didn't talk about? Or wasn't pregnant that you took? Yo, did you just tell on yourself? Did you just tell on yourself? Yo, this is why I say I work hard, I stay focused, and when it comes to doing this media stuff, you got to be careful of people in these situations because they tell stories and then say something else later. Yo, X's only problem is he didn't stay sucker free. He had a lot of suckers around him. That's his problem. A lot of suckers around him plotting and being mad and hating. That was his problem. That's his number one problem. Yo, TMZ, why don't you run and tell that? You were part of the suckers around him in the beginning. So do the non-sucker free thing. I mean, the sucker free thing. And tell the truth. Tell the truth. Did TMZ expose you? Yo, now I'm thinking, did TMZ expose her? Yo, everybody should look into, yo. Somebody else tell me, because y'all remember, tell me what she said. Did she not say she took Genesis for a paternity test while he was at Riva Motorsports? And we know there was an argument that morning. We know that. They didn't deny it. Yo. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. All rights reserved. Wow.